Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is VeeAye from Prez, man. Check us out. Right now, you're tuning to live right now, the Prez Show live. You know what I'm saying? Got a pleasure to sit down with my man right now to my right, Norman Dean. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, sir?
Yes, sir, man. What up with you?
It's good to see you again, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute. You know, I'm glad to be back in here repping myself as well as Team Epic.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Team Epic, man. Definitely, real quick, man. Shout out to Studio 41 for letting us come in this beautiful studio right here, downtown Pittsburgh, man. 100 Fifth Avenue. Just say it real quick plug. You know what I mean? Shout out to Promo Push, UwebTV. We in there. But definitely want to talk about was, you know, what you got going on. You know, we can get to that. But man, the biggest thing I want to get to, man, is like 2007. You know what I mean? 2007. This is pre-Norman Dean rapping days.
Yeah.
What were you like back then, man?
2007. Well, yeah, that was 2007. That was about a year or two before I even ever thought about rapping or doing any type of music. At that time, I think I was probably in like 8th grade, 7th grade, maybe.
Yeah.
At that time, I was real into sports still, so I wanted to be like a pro football player. You know what I mean? I wanted to be like a linebacker, but I'm only like 5'7", so that dream died real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean? I was just really into like sports and stuff back then, and then one day I was just bored. I'm in school and I'm bored. It was like social studies class or something.
Yeah.
So I'm bored and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to write a rap. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I write the rap. You know what I mean? I spend the class writing a rap. And then some homies there was in the class with me, they come up to me, they're like, what you doing? And I was like, I'm just trying to write a rap, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, well, you should just, like, you rap it for us. And I was like, all right, you know what I mean? So I rapped it for them, and they're like, yeah, that's pretty good, you know what I mean? And I was like, word. You know what I mean? So the next day came, and I'm like, I'm in there, I'm writing another rap, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, all right, I'm just keep doing this, you know what I mean? They came up, same thing, you know what I mean? Oh, that's hard, you should keep doing it, you know what I mean? A couple times. So like, after I did a couple, I eventually started recording them on my phone. I had some little crap phone at the time. It didn't sound good. So I had my computer, I played a beat off YouTube, I had my phone on record, and I would rap. But people would want them. They'd be like, send them to me, you know what I mean? So I was doing that for like, not too long, like a month or something like that, you know what I mean? And then I posted to Facebook one day. I was like, new song dropping. No, not Facebook, MySpace.
This
was MySpace, okay? So the one day I posted to MySpace, I was like, new song dropping tonight. And then my homie, my current manager now, Mike Neal, he this was before we was even like boys. He hit me up.
Mike Neal was a rapper.
He was a rapper at the time. You know what I mean? That's the crazy thing. So he hit me up and he's like, oh, bro, I didn't know you'd be rapping. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I just started. You know what I mean? He was like, well, would you be interested in coming to an actual studio? And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Sure. So we booked a session like a week later. We go in there. We did Roger That remix.
Yeah.
That was my first ever recorded thing, was a remix to Roger That. And then, yeah, I mean, like I went in there, I laid my verse, and I came out, and I was like, this is fun, you know what I mean? So like I from there, like I had linked up with some people, and I just kind of continued to do that, and it just over the years it just grew into a passion. I mean, it grew into something that I never ever thought it would be, from the time I was in class writing raps to pass the time to now, as where this is my career, you know what I mean? This is my dream, this is my everything. So it's crazy that it came from nothing, and it could have if I would have just paid attention in class, I maybe wouldn't even be here, you know what I mean?
You like social studies teacher or something,
you know what I mean?
You know?
It's just a split chance thing, but that's why I feel like it is destiny, because it came from something just that I really didn't care about, like I said, writing raps out of boredom, and now it's become something that I can make money off of, and do things like that, you know what I mean? So
let's stick right there, man. Like, you went, you know, started writing rhymes and started actually recording. Was that it? Did you go to Hit?
No.
MCM?
No, I went to my buddy Sal. It was called Lyricist Records Studios. It was out by my way. Okay. But the second studio that I had been to after that was Hit. Okay. From MCM Studios and everything, and I recorded with him for about a year. I put out he recorded most of my Awesome Takes Practice mixtape, which was my first all original project. And then after that, I started recording with my homie Seiko at his spot, which was Upstreet Studios. And then that led up to me opening my own studio and like him kind of like working with me at my studio, you know what I mean, Team Epic Studios, and now I got my own spot and I'm working every day doing my thing, you know what I mean. It was just all about investing so I could get it to the point where I'm not going and having to spend money on studio time and this and that and find a way there. I just got it all together myself and learned it and everything. So gotta be more than a rapper, you know what I mean?
Gotta be more than a rapper.
Gotta be more than just a rapper. A lot of people don't understand that, you know what I mean? You gotta be a rapper, you gotta be the visionary, you gotta be a businessman, you know, it's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Right. Rap is just that one part of it.
That's just the one part. That's just what the people see.
Yeah.
That's just what the people.
They don't know the time you put into it. The time you're in the studio, building the studio, the beat, getting the beat, listen to the beat, then writing. You know what I mean?
It's a process. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes 2 hours. Sometimes it takes 3 hours. Sometimes it takes a half an hour. You know what I mean? It just depends on how the mood is and how everything is flowing. You know what I mean? Sometimes it goes quicker than some other times, but the time spent never matters because it's always for a quality project. You know what I mean?
Right. So how long have you had to take to write one song?
The longest?
Yeah, the longest.
Typically, I mean, when I really get in my zone and I write a full song, probably like, I don't know. It's really hard to say because when I'm in that studio by myself, just zoning, like time just flies sometimes. But I would say like a full song that's like, I'm like, this is one of those. Like probably like an hour, at least an hour. I don't like to rush it, but sometimes it's quicker. Sometimes it's an hour. Sometimes it might be 2 hours if I take a break or something, because sometimes I need that mental break. You know what I mean? Right. Sometimes I might write a verse and then a hook and then come back the next day for the second verse with a fresh mind, you know what I mean? Sometimes it just depends on what my mindset is and the surrounding environment and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
It all plays a part.
The feng shui of things.
The feng shui of everything.
I've been using that word a lot lately.
I think I might start using that.
I've used that word a lot lately.
We might have to bring it back.
For sure. But yeah, man, like, what does your people say? Like, your family, like, your moms and your pops, like, what do they think? Because, I mean, let's be honest, like, you come to your mom and dad like, hey, I'm gonna be a rapper now. Well, and I'm gonna make this my career.
Well, you see, like when I was like 16, 17, when I was writing raps, recording on my phone, I used to hide them. I used to hide them from my mom because I was like, I didn't know what her reaction was gonna be. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm gonna hide them. But but my mom is like one of my biggest fans. She's one of my biggest supporters. I mean, like she hears all my music. You know what I mean? She comes to all my shows. And you know, I mean, like, you know, like there's some stuff in songs that moms don't want to hear you say, you know what I mean? But she still supports me to the fullest regardless because she understands that that's just a part of the art and everything, you know what I mean? So I definitely get good support from my parents. I mean, my pops is proud of me too, you know what I mean? But my mom, she's there for everything. She's a fan. She's a fan for sure. You know what I mean? It's nice to have the support of your parents rather than feeling like, oh, I'm doing this, but they don't want me to do this. Like, no, she's full. She's in full support behind it because, you know what I mean, I run the studio too, which is another aspect to my just everything, you know what I mean? Because that's my business, you know what I mean? Along with me being an artist and doing what I do, I also run a studio, so I'm also an engineer. I record, mix, do everything for all these other people, you know what I mean? So she's very supportive because she sees the progress and it's not slowing up.
Yeah, after you get your parents on the side, man, it's kind of like you can take over the world. You know what I mean? But coming from the background you're at, like Carnegie is like a blue collar. That's a blue collar town.
It's chill. It's chill. I mean, like it's not the hood. It's not the hood. Yeah. But it's not like. It's not where rich people live or anything like that.
Working class family.
It's working class, you know what I mean? And just like any other place, like, you know, stuff happens, like people get shot there sometimes. But that's, you know what I mean? That's not just because like based on the area solely, but no, it's a nice chill, calm area. I like where I live because not too much stuff goes on.
Right.
And that's where I've been for most of my life. I mean, I moved around a lot during my childhood. But that's where I was born. So throughout the process of me moving to all these places throughout PA, like we would always be there at times, you know what I mean? No matter if we lived in like South Park or Brownsville or Sheridan or whatever, like we would always like be in Carnegie at times. So like that's always where I wanted to be as a kid, you know.
Right. When you did your first mixtape, you did Beat Reaper, right?
Beat Reaper.
So when you did the first mixtape, were you thinking like, man, I'm about to become this Team Epic hippie high dude? Like, did you think that was
because that was like at least a year before Team Epic, before I had even thought of that. When I was working on Beat Reaper, which was just like it was like 15 tracks, it was like all industry beats. My main aim with that project was to show people like I got bars, like I got punchlines, I got bars, I can spit some hard bars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over whoever else's beat, like I can kill a beat harder than the original artist, whatever, you know what I mean? I just wanted to prove to people that I could rap and I got bars.
Right.
So that was the point of
bars.
Of that, yeah, bars. That was the point of that first project. So then after that I was able to you know, move on to making like all original music and switching the style up a little bit, you know what I mean, and being versatile. But that was just kind of like an intro to Norman Dean.
Okay.
Me.
All right. Then the second project.
Awesome Takes Practice.
Awesome Takes Practice.
Awesome Takes Practice.
I like that title, by the way.
There was a lot of inspiration behind that project. That was my first all original project. Still one of my favorite projects today. I go back and I listen to all my old projects and I'm like, these are really good still, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's Mike's favorite joint, you told me the other day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was really based off just like what the title says, Awesome Takes Practice, you know what I mean? Like if you want to be awesome at whatever you're doing,
right, you
gotta practice. So like that's my second project off Beat Reaper, so that's me still practicing. That's me still getting to where I want to get. So that's like the first, like the transition from like my start. So like when I'm starting to progress, you know what I mean, I'm starting to find my own sound and find my own with the original beats and everything.
Yeah.
And so that was just like a step up in me kind of trying to find out what direction that I wanted to head to next.
And then Pittsburgh,
which is actually not available online anymore.
Really?
It's not available.
I think online. I got it on my computer.
See, that's whoever has it has it. It's one of those things. But Pittsburgh, that was originally that was going to be a full mixtape.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really sure what sound I was going for on that one, and it was turning out real like kind of like trap rappish. Yeah. And I wasn't sure if I really liked that direction. So instead of doing a full project, I put it out as an EP because I was working on it for a while and I was promoting it and it was supposed to come out, so I wasn't just gonna just not drop it.
Yeah.
But I decided that wasn't the direction, like that wasn't the sound that I really wanted to go for.
You had Stunner to Fly on that joint.
Yeah. I mean, we had jams. We had jams, and they were good jams. I mean, all the jams that were on it were good, but like I said, that wasn't the sound that my heart was in. You know what I mean? Like when I was making those jams, I didn't feel like my heart was in it. So I was like, all right, whatever tracks we have for this, they're gonna go on it. I'm gonna put it out as an EP, and I have to get back to working on something that I really love, like you know what I mean. And that's where Hippie High came in.
So Hippie High.
That was like
you was in your zone at Hippie High.
Yeah.
You was definitely in your zone. Like that's when I talked to Mike, your manager. I was like, yo, Mike, it seems like he progressed into Hippie High. You know what I mean? It was like, you know how you hear some rappers, they just dropping mixtapes. Mm-hmm. There's no real progression. It's like, I'm just doing this because of this. I'm doing this because I feel like this. Like, you was like progressing into Hippie High. Mm-hmm. So you get there, because we had an interview before talking about Hippie High. But when you got there, it was kind of like, I just kind of like sat back and looked. It was like, I think this is where you wanted to be at. You know what I mean? Not self-consciously, I think that's what you were driving to. Mm-hmm. You know, you feel like that, or?
Well, Hippie High was another like project that had like some inspiration behind it. It was, like I said, this is kind of like another transition from what Awesome Takes Practice was, because like I said, Pittsburgh wasn't really what I was trying to do. But Hippie High, that was like at that time that was a time in my life where I was really like transitioning my entire life, like my entire mindset from just like whatever it was, like basically I was trying to transition my life and my mindset into like an optimistic, positive type of wave, you know what I mean? And that was all made like during the midst of that transition, and it just really reflects like a lot of how like my life was at the time, and it's definitely a sound that I really enjoyed working with. But that's not the official sound. You're like my goal is that no project sounds like a previous one I did.
Okay.
Any project you ever hear come out for me, you won't be able to say, this sounds like that. You know what I mean? This track sounds like that one track you did. Never. Because my goal is to have every project be like it's a brand new package. You know what I mean? It's like my first, just like Beat Reaper was like the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
ATP was like the PS1, like you know what I mean, and just so on and so forth. And like Hippie Hop was like Hippie Hop was like the Xbox 360 of my projects. And now like I'm working on like 2 projects for this year, and that's gonna be like, those are gonna be like, all right, like when those come out and you hear those, you're gonna be like, this is mainstream caliber, like, you know what I mean, these guys are holding their own with the, you know what I mean, whoever you want to say in the industry. I don't want to drop no names for people get all sensitive, but you know what I mean, that's just how I feel, and that's definitely like the level that we're on now. And that's why I didn't put out any projects in 2014, is because I was still like working and still like progressing. Like I mean, like I feel really comfortable with where I am as an artist, and I did during 2014 too, but it wasn't to where I wanted to put out a project. So I just dropped a lot of music, some videos, did some shows, and now I feel like this year is just that time, you know.
2014. Now that it was an influx of a lot of media now. You know, a lot of people. I'm not gonna say like it was because of me or anything like that, but I feel like it was. But it was an influx of a lot of people doing blogs, a lot of people doing interviews that wasn't doing interviews before, a lot of people covering shows, a lot of people throwing shows. So with that being said, like a lot of people started doing these lists. And I was like, you know, I try to steer clear from the list unless it makes complete sense. You know what I mean? Because depending on your list, the person that you are, where you're from, you may hear a different song. You may hear a different sound somewhere else. And you may think, oh, they're hotter than, you know, the next person. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's very clicky. You know what I mean? It gets like that in the industry. It's very clicky. You know what I mean? Speaking about that, like, do you ever look at these lists that come out, like the top 10 lists that people do, or the who's hot now, or who's to look for, and stuff like that? You ever looked at that list before?
I mean, I see them. You know, but I don't really pay much attention, because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that's just one person's opinion. So, you know what I mean, you could have gave the next man that job and he might have had a whole nother list. You know what I mean? That's just one person's opinion. So like, I'm never gonna let one person's opinion affect me, you know what I mean? It's about the bigger picture, it's about the overall scene of everything, you know what I mean? And to me, I'm more worried about the fans and connecting with them more than what any blog is saying about me or anything like that, you know what I mean? It's more about your audience and the people that you're connected with and the people that are really feeling your music and who you're making the music for, you know what I mean?
Right. Speaking of that, you went out to A3C. Speaking of audience, that's a pretty dope audience to go for any artist. You know what I mean?
we spent like 4 days in Atlanta. Well, first of all, it was nice because we're coming from some cold. We're coming from cold Pittsburgh, and we went down there on an RV. It was an 11-hour drive. Let me help you understand how packed this RV was real quick. It was me, Palermo Stone, DJ Spills, their guy John, Beatty, Vinny Radio, Franchise, DJ Bamboo, Af Rome, Kid Keem, 2 females, and that might have been all of us. I think there might have been 1 or 2 other people, but basically we're in like there's 2 beds in this RV and like some seats, bro. We were crammed, but we were crammed in this. It was 11 hours there, 11 hours back. But I will say it was a great bonding experience. Like, that was one of those things where it's just like you have all those people, and it's all these people that have the same vision and they're all from the same scene, and we all just got to like genuinely bond. Like, in a music sense and like outside of a music sense, because like we're spending the whole weekend together. Like it's not just like we weren't just there to go to our show and perform, you know what I mean? Like we spent the whole weekend like going around Atlanta, like sightseeing, hopping in and out of lifts and shit, like watching people perform. Like I got to see Mystical perform, I got to see Kevin Gates, I got to see Ninth Wonder like give a speech. Like I got to see a lot of people. So it was just a great cultural experience. It was just a great hip hop thing in general, and it was great to be down there with those people, and it definitely had me coming back to the Berg real inspired. Real inspired. It was one of those life moments that you definitely don't forget.
So you came back. When you came back, you were like, you know, doing your thing. You start dropping some more music.
Yeah. First thing I did when I came back. 4 or 5 joints. Yeah. Like. First thing I did when I came back, I hopped in the booth and started recording, like, because I had that motivation. You know what I mean? So I'm always, you know, I always have my motivation. You know what I mean? My key motivations and everything that pushes me to do what I do. But that was one of them things where it gives you the extra boost. It's like, oh, I can't wait to get back and work. I can't wait. So you know what I mean? I got back and I used that. I utilized that extra motivation. I knocked some things out. I still have a lot of things that I recorded in that time that still haven't come out. I got a lot of hot stuff that hasn't come out yet, and that's not on my account. It's just like things that I've done for other people and everything, like features and such. You know what I mean? But I hope that they all come out eventually. You know what I mean?
Well, I seen that you did a feature with it's very interesting, like how genres in Pittsburgh are. Yeah. Because there's only 2 genres. Yeah. It's either you boom bap, hip hop, you know what I mean, or it's trap.
Trap. Yeah.
There's no middle genre really, because you know you can do a track with like hubs and it makes sense. You know what I mean? But it's like when you do a track with, like you said, Stunner Too Fly. That's another era, another slot. It's like, I like to hear how it sounds. When I heard you on the Mees joint, when you and Mees did the track together, I was interested to hear how it sounded. I was like, I'm interested to see how they, who takes the shine.
We came together nice.
Yeah.
It was a nice match. And see, like, people say that there's like a disconnect between hip hop and trap in the scene. Not for me. Personally, not for me, because like I rock with everybody. Like I've been on both sides. Like, you know what I mean. I don't have no problem like going and working with like a Hubs or a Beatty and then turning around and going and hitting the stew with Mees or Stunner. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna sound good every time. And I consider myself a versatile artist. You know what I mean? So I can go there and I can work with the trap rappers and we can get on a trap soundy song. But my verse it's not about me killing nobody trap. It's about my life, but it matches the sound and it matches the flow. You know what I mean? It's just about being versatile and being able to mesh sounds and create together and get that good compromise, so you got that good end product. You know what I mean?
Right. Were you worried about like your fans or people saying, "Oh, he's trying to go trap"? You know what I mean? He just did a track with me. He's like, what's he doing? Like, he gonna go POP now? Like, what's going on?
Nah, because like my fans know me. Like, my fans know that my main steez is with hip hop, but they also know that, like, you know what I mean, like I'm an outside of the box type of artist, so like I like to do stuff like that because then it's like when me and Mees get together and we put a jam out, it's like all my hip hop fans that have never heard Mees, they're like, oh, this guy's tight, let me go listen to his music, and all his trap rap fans that have never heard me, they're like, oh, this guy's tight, let me, you know what I mean, and that might introduce a hip hop fan to some trap rap they like, or a trap rap fan to some hip hop they like. You know what I mean? So it's all about kind of like appealing to each other's fan base and kind of like gaining fans off of that. You know what I mean?
It's not enough for that in Pittsburgh.
No,
honestly, it's not enough.
It's not enough because everybody just wants themselves and their clique to win, and I mean, I feel it, you know what I mean? I feel that everybody wants to win. You want you and your peoples to win, but there is a bigger picture. Definitely. There's definitely a bigger picture, and it requires collaboration to a certain point, whether it's on like songs through music or like shows, just business-wise shows, you know what I mean? Like people need to come together and just, you know, just make things happen. Like, you can't do it on your own. Definitely, you know what I mean? Nobody blows up on their own. Nobody makes it out of here on their own. Exactly.
Well, real quick, man, we're going to take a little break right now, all right? It's a Prez Show Live Edition podcast right now with my man, the homie, Norman Dean, Team Epic. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit more about Team Epic, a little bit more about the moves he's about to make in the coming future, all right? So y'all stay tuned.